Hi, I'm John Hood. I'm a tax partner with Moore Kingston Smith, and I specialise in tax dispute resolution and making voluntary disclosures to HMRC. Today I want to just give you a brief overview on the situation with HMRC and online traders. So most of you have probably read in the papers about HMRC have been given access to information on the online platforms from the 1st of January 2024. Now, I just wanted to reassure people this is primarily aimed at people who are trading online. So not individuals who are buying and selling items which are personal to them and they may be second-hand clothes, etc. This is aimed at people who are in business. So they are buying items or providing services with a view to making a profit. So that's a really important thing to remember. If you don't meet that qualification, then this is not really for you, and HMRC are not really interested in you. Moving on, if you are a online trader, HMRC will be sent your details by the online platforms if you complete more than 30 transactions in a year, and also your total turnover is more than €2,000, which is roughly £1,700 at today's rate. Now, it's important to think about whether or not you would qualify for that. You do have each year a £1,000 trading allowance where you can make profits, and as long as your total income from those activities is less than £1,000, there's nothing that you need to report to HMRC. However, if it's over £1,000, even though you may not have made a huge amount of profit, you still have to report this to HMRC on a tax return. Since this announcement at the beginning of January, a lot of people were unaware that the online platforms had a requirement to provide information. Well, this isn't new. HMRC have already approached and obtained information from a number of the online platforms historically, and they've used that data to then ask people whether or not they needed to make a disclosure. These are often called nudge letters because the idea is to nudge the person or encourage them to check whether their tax affairs are up to date. If you're concerned that your tax affairs may not be up to date, then the best thing you can do is to get professional advice. The reason being that establishing what your taxable profit will be, which years are in date, and the level of any tax geared penalty are quite complex areas of the tax legislation, and so it's always worthwhile because you may well find that after you sought advice that your liability could be a lot lower. One of the things to also remember is that when you are trading, you will often have expenses which you need to consider. So that's another area where if you get expert advice, they will be able to tell you what you can claim against your income from those activities. Now, this is not just restricted to people buying and selling items, it also relates to services. So if you are renting a property and receiving rental income via an online platform, again, that would need to be reported, and HMRC will maybe send details of your activities. Now, obviously, the new guidelines started on the 1st of January 2024, and as I said, it's for transactions over 30 transactions in the year and a value of €2,000 or roughly £1,700. So it's always important to remember that those details and your name, address, etc. will be passed to HMRC. If you have any questions, then please do not hesitate to reach out and contact me. We're very happy to have a no obligation talk with you in the first instance to tell you what needs to be done. We can advise you on the number of years that would be open for HMRC to recover any tax, the level of penalty that would have to be applied, and what's the best way to sort out your tax affairs. We're always open to talk, we're always happy to hear from you, so please do not hesitate to contact me. It's always important with these types of things that you start with the end in mind. Thank you very much.